Hollywood has always had its share of rule breakers, rock stars, and rebels, but few do it quite like Courtney Love. Now 60, the iconic whole frontwoman is making headlines once again, not for a comeback album or a fiery Twitter feud, but for candidly spilling tea on her low-key, no-strings-attached love life. The grunge goddess, widow of the legendary Nirvana frontman Kurt Cobain, and mother to their daughter Frances Bean Cobain, recently opened up about her personal brand of romance, one that's stripped of the fairy tale packaging, yet undeniably juicy. Appearing on the June 11th episode of Fashion Neurosis with designer and host Bella Freud, Love dished details about a special man in her life. But before you start imagining roses, candlelit dinners, or paparazzi-packed red carpet debuts, think again. This relationship operates strictly on Courtney's terms. "I don't know if I'm just in denial here," she confessed, her voice edged with wry humor and a dose of truth serum. "But I have a friend I became friends with him back when he was on the rise in the art world. Now, he's doing astonishingly well, and I could not be happier for him." Courtney's tone was almost proud, like a rocker-turned-matchmaker rooting for someone else's big break. But don't get it twisted. This wasn't some run-of-the-mill friendship. This was her way of letting the world know that she's not alone romantically or otherwise, even if she doesn't wear her love life on her sleeve. And she wasn't done dropping names, or rather, not dropping them. "I also have a friend, another one, a woman who I met while she was just starting out. And now she's way bigger than I'll ever be. But honestly, I'm really happy for her too." Still, it was when the topic turned to jealousy, particularly the kind that bubbles beneath the surface of love, lust, and limelight, that Courtney let the bombshell out. "I'm a libertine," she declared with that signature mix of defiance and confidence that made her a 90s icon. "And the person I do most of my romantic crap with, he's a libertine too. So we're really more like friends with benefits." You heard that right. Courtney Love, grunge royalty, fashion rebel, and eternal rock widow is officially living her best FWB life. But don't expect her to reveal who this mystery man is. When it comes to protecting her private life, Love is as tough as the lyrics she once scrawled in eyeliner across hotel mirrors. "I don't like talking about them," she said flatly, "because there's jealousy around that person." Jealousy from who? Fans, friends, exes, the music industry. Courtney didn't clarify, but the vagueness only adds fuel to the fire. Whoever this friend with benefits is, he's apparently stirring up envy and maybe even headlines in ways we haven't seen yet. If you followed Love's journey from frontwoman of Hold, a tabloid fixture, to wisecracking punk legend, you know her love life has always walked the line between chaos and passion. In her younger years, she made waves not just for her music, but also for her relationships with high-profile men, like actor Edward Norton and Smashing Pumpkins frontman Billy Corgan. But there was no relationship that etched itself more deeply into rock and roll history than her tempestuous romance with Kurt Cobain. Love and Cobain married in 1992 and had daughter Frances Bean in the same year. Just 2 years later, the music world was shattered when Kurt died by suicide in 1994, an event that left Courtney permanently tethered to both grief and legend. But long before the tragedy, Love had already started turning her emotional turmoil into powerful lyrics. In a 2020 Instagram post, Love gave fans a glimpse behind the curtain at what sparked that raw, haunting ballad. "I had to write most of the lyrics on my arm in Sharpie because I ran out of paper," she recalled. "People were pounding on the door as I wrote it." Imagine that. A rock anthem birthed under pressure, emotion scrawled across skin, love and jealousy bleeding through every line. It was played for the first time about an hour later, she continued, at the Virgin Megastore in Boston. "It was about a boy, whose band had just left town, who I'd been sleeping with, and who I heard was sleeping with 2 other girls." Classic Courtney turning heartbreak into a mic drop. Her latest revelations feel less like scandal, and more like hard-won wisdom, the kind you only get after weathering fame, tragedy, and reinvention. She's still the same Courtney, in many ways unpredictable, fascinating, complex, but there's also a calmness, a self-assuredness that feels new. Love isn't chasing after red carpets or romantic validation. Instead, she's carving out a space for honesty, companionship, and yes, a little romantic crap on her own terms. Whether you see her as a rock legend, cultural lightning rod, or simply a woman speaking her truth, one thing's clear: Courtney Love is still rewriting the rulebook, and and she's doing it with eyeliner, Sharpies, and a whole lot of guts.